My name is Julie Rosenthal. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm an associate professor at Lakehead University's School of Outdoor Recreation, Parks, and Tourism. In my role as a university professor, I teach courses to students who are interested in outdoor recreation, parks, and tourism. Some of the courses that I get to teach are protected areas management, recreation ecology, community tourism planning, recreation program planning, group dynamics, and a few others. I also get to do research, which involves working with community groups and having an influence on the way that protected areas are managed. And I also help to coach other university instructors on how to incorporate experiential education into the things that they teach so that the learning is more engaging. I never really expected to be a post-secondary educator. I always envisioned that I would be a high school teacher because when I was in high school, I did an outdoor education program and had a fabulous instructor who really provoked me to love learning. She incorporated a lot of experiential education methods to teach us facts and figures and to really get us to think and to recognize that what we thought was important, and it wasn't just about repeating what the professor said or not just learning what the book says and then regurgitating that back onto a paper. I think one of the things that I learned about education from my high school teacher, who was so influential on me, is that we all have something to learn from one another, and even students have important life experience to contribute to the learning of others. And that really finds its way into my approach to teaching. So if you're interested in being a university professor or an instructor at the college level, usually that involves getting a master's degree. And for a more permanent position at the university level, typically that requires having a PhD. And sometimes that seems a little scary. It seems maybe intimidating to think about doing a master's project or to do the research that would end up getting you a PhD. But I think it's important to start getting a small taste of that early on. So things that you could do if you wanted to become a professor or if you wanted to maybe see what it's like to do some research is at the high school level, you could undertake an independent study project. Or if you were interested to learn what it's like to do some independent research, you could do something like a directed study or a thesis at the university level. And that usually involves finding a professor or an instructor who would work with you on a project and coming up with a question. Some sort of question that you think you might be able to answer through research. And that involves not only reading the books and looking at the literature to answer that question, but also I would encourage you to try and find a kind of research question that would involve doing field research so that you can go in the outdoors and collect data that helps to answer that question as well. If you're interested in becoming a university or college professor, it's really important to feel comfortable with public speaking. That's something that didn't come naturally to me. It's something that I did work on over the years, and the training that I got and just coach and support that I got through an organization called Toastmasters was really helpful to help me feel more comfortable, with my oral communication, and I still am and on occasion. But it does allow me to really think through what I have to say and deliver it in such a way that I don't feel so nervous sharing what's on my mind. Another thing that's important to do and to gain is the ability to sort of think through how can I share the information that I need to share in a way that's not necessarily telling, but it involves discovery. So learning how to teach in an experiential way, how to get your students to learn, not by just telling them the answer, but ways to set things up so that they discover the answers on their own. Being able to do that really is helpful at the university level, because learners prefer to learn that way, I guess is the best way to put it. And so that means really trying to find great instructors and paying attention to how they teach and getting inspired and influenced by other people who are great teachers. And that's not just people who are university professors, but paying attention to anyone you learn from. Maybe it's a park interpreter, maybe it's your high school teacher, maybe it's a religious leader, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a neighbor or aunt or uncle. Paying attention to how they teach you the important stuff in life, and figuring out how you can convey to others the important things that need to be expressed.